Welcome back. We are going to be doing another...
And today, I did my minifigure in a birthday shirt.
Oh, yeah, so for Scott's birthday, we gave him a little birthday boy. Here, let me pull it down.
That's me.
So it's really hard to see here, but from Citizen Brick a while back, we got this birthday boy outfit. And so Scott put a sig fig in the birthday boy outfit today. Because he was a birthday boy recently. So this is June's Booster Bricks box. So we're just a smidge behind. Dad's been kind of pretty busy with work stuff. And
let's get into it.
We are going to get into this. So let's go ahead and open this box up and see what we got.
Yeah, to see if it's a Booster Brick.
Well, we know it's a Booster Bricks, goofball. This was sent to us courtesy of Kevin from Booster Bricks, the owner, or one of the owners at least. Okay, let's see what we got.
A building?
We've got a letter right on top. Interactive story challenge. Calling all writers and storytellers. We've got an exciting new challenge for you. Oh, okay. That's cool. So they've got a contest going on, which let's see if this is still active here.
Dad!
I don't see it. Oh,
look.
Hang on. Holy moly's.
Dad, he has that shirt from...
Oh, we got that guy, don't we? So, okay. Hang on. Let's bring everyone up to speed on what we're doing here. So, this is apparently a Booster Bricks Storytime Challenge where they're inviting people to email us stories. And use any of these things in there. So, super cool. We might have to think about this and see what we can do. Maybe we can come up with a cool story. So, as normal, we got a bunch of stuff in the box. You get your documentation with signature piece or feature spotlight piece, something like that. We've got our blindfold build challenge. Remember with that, Scott?
Yeah.
We've got our premiere challenge. We've got a little micro build challenge. We've got our minifigure challenge. Here, you can keep looking at it. And then we got, looks like we got a little bit of a bonus this month box where we got a whole bag of some other minifigures here.
This one?
Yeah, we're gonna open them. Let's see. So we got a whole slew of minifigures here.
Work together.
But listen, this is the part that we really enjoy, and this is what we're gonna get into. So we got a spotlight piece of the month here, which happens to be the inverted slope 45 4x2 double is apparently what they call the piece. Released in 1985, featured in 571 sets, 18 different color variations. Bookmark has kind of a cool little roller coaster theme on the back. We've got pretty sweet little sticker. We have our June, July challenges.
Look!
Oh man, you got them all stacked, huh?
Everything is awesome!
And most importantly, we have our June box featuring Adventure at 6 Bricks.
Awesome.
So we're going to give this book a quick scan and jump almost right to the story so that we can see what this month is all about. We've got our 4 different build challenges. I think that's what it was. Maybe there's a 5th one. We checked out our spotlight piece. And now what do we got to do, Scott?
Story.
Yeah, so there's this awesome story in this book that we're going to go ahead and read to all of you as well as Scott.
When we get to the red brick, that's when we...
Yeah. When we what?
That's when we build.
That's when we do one of the challenges, right? Okay, so here's the story. I'm going to start reading it. And when we get to one of the red bricks, Scott's going to go ahead and do the challenge and see what he can come up with. Well, yeah, this is just telling you. It says, to help this story come to life, pause when you see the red brick and build that challenge. You ready for us to get in? You ready to hear this story? Okay, it's like I'm reading you a book, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you put those down? Okay, you ready to listen? Okay, here we go, everybody. It's called Adventure at 6 Bricks. School is out. Summer is here, Nick shouted as he stepped off the bus. His younger sister, Alexis, was the first to open the door to their house. She tossed her backpack on the floor, greeted her pup, Mr. Ruffles, with the biggest hug. We're going to have the best summer ever, isn't that right, Rufflepoo? Nick rolled his eyes. He didn't like that nickname. Their mom greeted them with some freshly baked cookies. Oatmeal raisin, Alexis said, as she grabbed the biggest one on the plate. Raisins? Are you kidding me? Mom! You know I hate raisins, Nick said as he disappointedly rejected the tray. Oh, Nick, you silly boy. Maybe you'd like them if you just tried them. But of course, I made your favorite too. Open the cookie jar. Nick opened the cookie jar and was immediately greeted with his favorite sight and smell. Chocolate chip cookies. Before reaching in to grab one, he noticed a piece of paper with his name on it wedged in the jar. It read, "Set your alarm for 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. We're going to Six Bricks Theme Park. Happy summer, Mom." The two kids jumped up and down, screaming with excitement. Nick was looking forward to the games and the water park, and Alexis couldn't wait for the big rides. "Welcome to Six Bricks," shouted the woman taking their tickets at the entrance. From there, both kids stood in awe of the massive roller coasters in their view. "Mom and I are going on the big rides, Nick. You watch over Alexis for an hour or so, then we'll meet up at the water park and grab lunch. Here's some money for games," Dad said, handing over a crisp $20 bill. "Don't lose your sister." Alexis was grumpy. She wanted to go on the big rides too. "You're probably too young. Besides, those rides are really scary. Let's find something else to do for a little while," Nick said soothingly. Alexis pointed to the spinning swing ride. "Let's go on this one." Nick had his eyes on something else. "Look, that coin toss game has Space Odyssey action figures. I want to try to win one." Conveniently, the toss the coin game was right next to the entrance of the swing ride. "You can go on the swings. I'll just be right here playing this game," Nick said. He was partly relieved he didn't have to go on that ride. Seeing all those people getting lifted in the air and those little swings gave him a funny feeling in his stomach. After waiting in a short line, Alexis hopped on an empty swing. The ride was kind of like a merry-go-round, but there were swings hanging from the top of it instead of horses, and each had its own buckle on it for safety.
Because it was...
Yeah. So we just hit our red brick. It says, using your spotlight piece and up to 15 pieces from your own collection, build a swing. So we're going to do that. And here's what we're going to do for the pieces from our own collection. We're going to use some of the pieces out of last month's Booster Bricks box. So using that piece and up to 15 more pieces from here, can you build a swing?
Yes. Then.
And you know what a swing is, right?
Yeah.
What is a swing? For everybody else in case they don't know.
It like hangs on to a thing at the park.
Okay, it hangs on to something at the park, and it goes back and forth. And what do you do with it? Do you put your scooter on it?
You?
No.
You sit on it.
Oh, you sit on it. And then how do you move?
Someone has to push you.
Oh, someone helps push you to get you to rock back and forth?
Without you pushing yourself.
Oh, okay.
Remember last video, if you have seen it? I built this.
You did? You built all this stuff, I think.
This is like really high, and then you go, whoa!
Okay.
That was pretty high.
Is it?
Yeah.
So are you ready to show them? Are you done? Or
I'm done.
Okay. All right, so that's Scott's swing.
In case there's something beneath it or there's a person under it, it will automatically stop. And then when the person's out of that spot, it will go back on. Actually, I'm going to use some more pieces. Like this. A little long.
So this is Scott's swing. Does it go like this? Where do you sit?
Right here. You sit that
Okay.
where your butt goes, and this is where your legs go.
Oh, okay. So the butt goes on the brown part.
And the yellow part
is where your legs go?
Yeah.
Okay. And then so you're swinging kind of backwards then? You face the swing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to do this.
That's pretty cool.
But on the next build, I'll connect it right there.
Okay.
I'll use a long piece if it has one. Or if it's a figure, I'll do the figure, and then it will be able to sit there.
Ooh, cool. So, hey, do you think we should get back to the book?
Yep.
You done showing them your swing?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Awesome swing, dude. It says, meanwhile, Nick tried his hand at the game. It was difficult at first, and he struggled to get the coins in the jars. They kept hitting the rims and bouncing off. Frustrated, he handed the attendant more and more money until he was down to his last coin.
And did he make it?
Nick looked up from the game and realized the swing ride had ended, and everyone had already gotten off. He looked around. Alexis? He called out. She was nowhere in sight. Panicking, Nick turned to the nearest theme park attendant and asked for help. We got another red brick.
What's now?
Okay, so it says, using the pieces in your minifigure challenge pack and or any pieces from your own collection. So now, we haven't been using the pieces from our own collection because I think it's kind of cool to be restricted just to the pieces that are in the box. Yeah. So we're going to keep doing that. Build your own theme park attendant. Okay, so this here is the minifigure challenge, and you're going to build a theme park attendant. So we're going to open this blister pack up. It's kind of cool. It's got a spot for your name on the back so that you can actually build it and put it in the case. And you could kind of have it like a little display piece somewhere. So like, oh, here's my minifigure, and it was built by Scott.
So these are the other things.
Okay. Do you want to show them your theme park attendant?
Who is this?
Well, isn't that who you built?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you want his name to be?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe I'll think about it next time.
Okay.
Look.
Ooh, okay, so here's his theme park attendant, who's got a broadsword and like a giant axe. He's got his baseball cap, and then Scott's got his little spear with a shuriken, and then this funny contraption that's like a combination of like a snake whip, some fire, a shield, and a coffee mug.
The coffee mug's supposed to be the handle.
Oh, you hold the coffee mug and you use the rest, so you can use it as like a flame saber whip with shield. With a lion shield, too. That's pretty cool. You happy with your little theme park attendant?
Yeah.
I think you did good. Are you ready to keep moving with the story?
Yep.
Okay.
When we hit this red
Well, we got done with those two, so when we get to that one, right? Okay. Here we go.
When we get to that one, what will we do?
Well, we're going to keep doing the builds, okay? Okay, so here we go. This guy must have been fresh out of high school. He still had braces on. His socks were mismatched, and his park shirt had a stain on it. Nick started to question whether or not he could even help. Want me to make an announcement across the entire park? I have this walkie-talkie here. I could call someone, I think. He said, sounding quite unsure of himself. Nick quickly thought about how his parents would react to hearing that announcement. After all, Dad put Nick in charge, and he lost her. He bashfully nodded, not knowing what else to do, and hoped that nothing bad happened to his sister. Just then, he spotted her far off as a man in a funny costume handed her a bright big balloon. Relieved, Nick turned to the attendant, quickly called off his help, and went to find his sister. "Good luck, dude," the attendant said. There were so many people between Nick and Alexis, and as soon as he arrived at the balloon stand, she had already vanished in the crowd. Luckily, Nick had eyes on the big balloon floating above all the heads and was able to keep close behind. "No, Alexis, don't go in there," Nick muttered out loud. She was about to enter the glow tunnel, a faster way to the other side of the park. The balloon vanished inside the dark tunnel entrance. Nick made his way between and around some of the people in front of him, excusing himself and trying not to shove. The tunnel was so dark, but certain colors seemed to glow. He looked at his white sneakers and was pretty excited about how cool they looked under the black light. He couldn't look long though, because he had to focus on getting to his sister. Due to the balloon's bright coloring, Nick realized he could still see it up ahead, floating just as before, and felt a little more relieved that he knew where she was. Red Brick, put on your blindfold, and if you're feeling up for the challenge, set a timer. We're not going to do the timer though, right?
Yeah.
Then, without looking, pour out your blind bag challenge and build a balloon. Okay, ready? We need to get you a blindfold again. One of these days, we'll invest in getting an actual blindfold, huh?
Yeah, we only have other stuff as blindfolds.
Okay, ready? How about that?
I cannot see now.
You can't see now? I'm going to dump these pieces out. Let's see what we got. Okay. Those are the pieces.
Can I build whatever I want?
I'm sorry. It says to build a balloon. So try and build yourself a balloon. What do you think? Did you build what you thought you wanted to?
Yeah.
You did? All right, cool. Okay, awesome. Hey, you did really good with that build challenge. Okay, you ready to read?
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, both kids made their way out of the dark tunnel. Alexis is going to be in big trouble, he thought, after running off like this. Instead of responding to her name being called, she immediately ran into the volcano ride entrance. Nick looked up at the large volcano-shaped structure above him and gulped. He was not particularly fond of roller coasters. Why would anyone want to go on this one? Who enjoys getting scared like that? Nick walked through the ride entrance and made his way up a flight of stairs where the line ended, hoping to get to his sister before she got on the ride. By the time he got to the front, Alexis was already seated in one of the roller coaster cars. It had rows of seats, each with its own set of straps and harnesses to keep everyone secure. Red Brick! Using the pieces in your micro build package. That's this one. So this one must be next, okay? In your micro build challenge, build a roller coaster car, okay? What's the matter? Like you just goofing? You just goofing?
Yeah, I just goofing.
Okay. Remember, you're building a roller coaster car. Remember, you know what those roller coaster cars look like? Remember the ones that you rode? You're looking to build one of those, okay?
Okay. Now I'm done.
You're done? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll show them. That's pretty cool. So it's like a ski car, a cart. Well, that's a pretty cool micro build. It's a pretty big micro build. But you did a good job, bud.
This.
Are you ready to keep going with the story? Okay.
Keep going.
Well, hang on. We're right here. We're right here. Well, are you getting on? We've got one seat open, young man, said the ride attendant. Nick saw Alexis was sitting 2 rows in front of the open seat. If I don't get on now, she'll get off the ride and I'll lose her again, he thought. Nick put on his bravest face, took a deep breath, and got in the empty seat. I've got to do this. After the attendant made sure he was properly fastened in, Nick held on tightly to the harness. It was the only thing that was going to keep him from falling out of this thing. so he made sure it was sturdy. I can't believe I'm doing this, he thought. 3, 2, 1, go! Shouted the attendant as the ride took off. Nick's eyes were glued shut. His hands clenched in front of him, clenched the bar in front of him, and he screamed in terror as the ride shot down the tracks inside the dark volcano.
Inside?
Mm-hmm. There were a couple big twists and turns and one upside down flip. Suddenly, the coaster began slowing its pace and moving upward on a very, very steep incline. It was going slower than he thought. And he questioned if perhaps there was something wrong with the ride. He dared not open his eyes to peek, though. Suddenly, the ride seemed to stop. There was no movement at all, and he felt a nice breeze on his face. Nick thought maybe it was over, and couldn't help but open his eyes to check. To his utter shock, he was staring straight out above the entire park. Everything below him was so tiny, like little ants on the pavement. His stomach dropped. They must have entered through the opening of the volcano. What goes up must come down, chuckled the person in the seat next to him. Just then, the roller coaster began moving again. But this time, they were going straight down. How is this enjoyable? Nick screamed out into the open air. The wind was hitting against his face. His hair was blowing in every direction, and his hands gripped even tighter than before. Heading straight toward the ground, Nick was sure they were going to crash into the park below them. With a quick jolt, the entire roller coaster turned right before hitting the ground, and they were brought back up again and through a quick upside-down loop. What followed was a series of twists and flips and jerks and dips at lightning speed. Nick hadn't realized just how big the track was, but it just kept going and going. Red Brick! Is this a fun story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's fun.
So using the pieces in your Premier Challenge Pack, build a roller coaster track. Ooh. Says for an extra challenge, see if you can fit your micro build on it. So maybe you can fit your coaster on there, but I don't know. We made a pretty big coaster. So. Whoa, look at all these pieces.
How many pieces do you have to use?
You can use however many you want to build your roller coaster track.
That guy went up there.
Okay.
And up that ramp.
Okay, the imaginary one there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the more it went faster.
And then down into
the volcano. But I'll just...
Oh, hang on, let me show him real quick. So he was saying that just in case you couldn't see, he came up this side, you went up this little hill, you went down a little hill, then he had to pretend that there was another ramp here, right? This is the big drop from the story. So it came all the way up, and maybe it stopped here on the top for a second.
It did.
And then it went, woof, and then down into the volcano.
It's just a fake one.
Yeah, it's just a fake volcano, but that's okay. It's a fun volcano. All right, bud. You ready to finish the story?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. The ride finally came to an end, and Nick opened his eyes again. He could see Alexis in front of him, waving her hands around and having the time of her life. He thought to himself, if his little sister could be enjoying it this much, then maybe he shouldn't be so scared. After all, he didn't die. The two kids got off the ride, and Nick was finally able to get Alexis' attention. Why do you keep running off? I've been chasing you around this whole time. I've been worried sick, Nick said. I know. I saw you, Alexis said with a smirk. I knew you wouldn't have gotten on that ride unless you were chasing me. Wasn't it fun? Nick wanted to tell her how horrible that ride was. But he paused for a moment. You know what, Alexis? That was, actually, kind of fun. It was terrifying, of course, but looking down at all the people in the park was kind of awesome. And having the wind go through my hair like that, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like it. Let's go find Mom and Dad. Have you two had a good time so far? Mom and I went on the best ride, the Flippinator, Dad said excitedly. I wanted to go on it again, but we didn't have time. Oh well, who wants to go to the water park? Actually, Dad, I think I want to go on that ride too, Nick said. Me too, Flippinator, Flippinator, Alexis shouted as she jumped up and down. Dad was shocked. Really? Nick, just this morning, you told us how much you hated roller coasters. Are you sure? Nick looked over at Alexis and smiled. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's go. Maybe you should give raisins a try too, Alexis added with a giggle. Don't push it, miss, Nick said, glaring back at his sister. He couldn't help but let out a slight chuckle under his breath as they ran off to ride the Flippinator. Until next time, keep building. So that's the end of the story, bud. What did you think of the story?
Like it.
You like that story? What was your favorite part of the story?
That they got on the roller coaster.
That they got on the roller coaster? I think my favorite part was when it went whoosh straight down into the volcano.
Actually, that was mine.
That was your favorite part too? That's pretty cool. I think we're pretty much done. So just for those of you who don't know, Booster Bricks, it's a service that you can go to. It's a website that you can go to, boosterbricks.com. You can sign up. They do these monthly. I honestly, I don't know the cost. I haven't done that much research into the back end of it yet. But it's a pretty fun experience.
Look, a cat!
I like every time each of these little packages have completely random. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason aside from in the minifigure package. I think they make sure that everything, it always includes one leg, one torso, one head, and one hairpiece, and then random accessories. But all the other ones I'm pretty sure are just completely random brick. Sometimes you get some pretty cool little pieces, translucent colors, random, miscellaneous shapes that maybe you don't have. They are used recycled brick, so sometimes some of them can be a little scratched up, but a lot of them still look really new. I think we have a pretty fun time with it. I'm really happy that we're able to enjoy this together. Again, thank you, Kevin, for sending us these boxes. So there's some other stuff in the back of the book here. So they got like a photography challenge. They've got pets of Booster Bricks, so people who have sent in pet photos. They've got brick libs, so that's kind of a fun little ad-libs type thing in this one. Word bottle. So they got a couple games, crossword search, or word search, I guess. They talk about the Facebook group and some of these mocks that people built, which are really cool. This is basically our skill level right now, which is awesome. But oh my gosh, can you believe building those things? Aren't those really good mocks?
And that person?
Uh-huh.
Whoever built that is pretty cool.
So that's James Dyers built Charlie Chaplin. I had a real fun time with this box, Scott. Did you have a fun time with this box?
Yes, yes.
Hey, we got to give a big thank you to Kevin from Booster Bricks. Can you do that for me?
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much, Kevin. We really appreciate it. We really enjoy this time that we get to spend together and these fun little challenges and the cool story. Because Scott really likes reading, too. So, thank you very much. Thank you for everyone who watched. You want to say thank you to those people?
Thank you, everybody.
Let us know in the comment section below if you've done a Booster Bricks box, if you enjoy the little challenges, if you've actually built something pretty impressive out of this, maybe a little different skill level than what we have. Send us a message on Instagram. Not yet. Send us a message on Instagram and share it with us. We'd love to see what it is that you guys were able to build. So thank you, everybody, for watching, and
see you next video.
bye.